Okay, this video is about how to fix a config problem. So basically, sometimes you may download a engine file from YouTube and you try to open it up and it gives you an error message dealing with your config file, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, so let me demonstrate what I'm talking about here with the issue, and then I can show you how to fix it. Okay, so when GameMaker Studios comes up, you go to the Open tab, then you want to go to look for your file that you downloaded. Alright, so you look for the file, and I downloaded this top-down rain example here. So you go to the folder after you pretty much after you unzip it, opens the folder, and you open up the project file here. Alright, then so you open, and then it gives you this message right here where it says exemption reading assets from GMX file config default. So they're pretty much they're saying there's an error. So you can load it up, but there's not going to be anything in the game. So when you press OK, it loads up, and there's nothing. All the files here there's nothing in there. There's no room, there's no objects, there's no nothing. So you can't mess with the game engine. You can't see what's going on here at all. So in order to fix that, so let me bring this down and bring another file up here. So the way to fix that is you're going to have to create a new file. Alright, so you create a new file, and so I would basically just say press new, and you want to put it where you want it at on your desktop, and then name it whatever you want, and they say create. So you open up a new file, and so all you basically do here is go ahead and go to file and save it out on your desktop or in a folder or something. Name it whatever, doesn't matter. P project. Alright, so now it's made your file on your desktop, and right now all my files are hidden right now. It doesn't matter, so, well, it kind of does. Let me unhide it. Alright, so now you have a folder called project file. So open the project file up. Inside your config folder, you have a default config. You don't mess with any of this. Just mess with this file right here. It says default config. So it's going to be, so in your project file you have three files: config, help, and project file. You want to go into the config folder, and you want to delete this config file. And you don't have to, but you could just exit out of the program before you do this. So you basically want to replace. So you go to the folder that you downloaded, which was called the top-down rain example, and you're going to go into the top-down rain example in the config, and you want to basically delete the default config from the top-down rain example because it doesn't work. So you delete that. Alright, and then you can either copy or just drag it over. So in the project file that you created just now, you want to just take that folder, that file, and drag it into your top-down rain example that didn't work originally because the default was messed up, and you replaced it with the new project file that you just created in GameMaker Studios. Okay, so now you don't need the project file GMX folder anymore. Okay, now your top-down rain example that didn't work when you downloaded originally because the default was corrupted, you replaced it with a new default config that you just created using the project file. And now when you go into GameMaker again, you open it up, go to your open file, and then go back to your top-down rain example that didn't work originally. Go back to the top-down example project, open it up, and it works. Now you have, if I can scale this down, so now you have your folder here where it has all your information in it and your rooms as well. So now you're able to mess with the game, and you're able to work on your project because it opened up, it found all your objects and it found all your rooms. So that's how to fix your config file if you're downloading the GameMaker Studios example and it doesn't work. I'm not sure about GML files. I know GMX file is what I use for my GameMaker Studios, and so if I download a GMX file from someone else, to see what they did and all that stuff, and it doesn't work, and it says that default file is messed corrupt, and you open it up, nothing's there, then you just replace it with a new one. That's what you pretty much do. My next video, I'm going to try to do probably either part 1 of part 2 or part 1 of part 3. Might be in 3 parts, where I'm going to talk about how to do a advanced inventory system, and this will work for your computer as well as for your device. I'm working on it right now. It's not completely fixed yet to my liking, but it talks about how to collect an item, stack it up, and then you can press a button and it will decrease in value. So you collect the object 3 times, you have a counter, and it will count down to 0, and I'll talk about that later down the road, and thanks for watching.